Hello and welcome to another one of these videos. Today I'm looking at the Super Badass Distortion, which sounds much less impressive if you say it like Super Badass Distortion. And this is a pedal by MXR. MXR? Oh, MXR. Be right back after this intro. Okay, so welcome back. Like I said, I'm taking a look at the Super Badass Distortion. Now, this pedal isn't mine. I borrowed it from a friend. That's because this friend of mine has no use for it because he's a bass player and he's keen on selling it to me. So I'm gonna have a look at this pedal to see if it's something for me. Now, in case you don't know what type of sound I'm after, think Yngwie Malmsteen. I'm not going to give you a reference sound this time. I did in the last video, or at least the last video I filmed. Don't know in which order these will be coming out. Yeah, it's cold outside. I'm wearing a cardigan because it's rock and roll. Okay, the pedal is slightly different to what I'm used to. I'm used to these kinds of things that have two knobs that give you more and even more because more is more. This one has 5 knobs. It's almost more than I can count because, yeah, I was in the humanities and I'm a stupid rocker. It has output, distortion, bass, middle and treble, so you can fiddle around with all kinds of sounds. I'm not going to do everything that this pedal can do because, well, I'm not after everything that this pedal can do, but I am going to fiddle with these a bit and tell you what I have, the settings, what the settings are, I am going to tell you which settings I have it on when I play something. Okay, so I have the pedal hooked up. Quickly, before I start, what is it I'm using apart from the pedal? I have a Marshall 1987X, a cab with greenbacks, it's mic'd with an AKG C414, and a Fractal Audio Axe effects 2 in the effects loop so I get the volume down because these are insane. And yeah, and then I have a bit of delay from the Fractal. Now, this is, and then I have this guitar. Well, you've seen this in other videos. It's an Yngwie Malmsteen Strat with Seymour Duncan YJM Furies. Here's the clean sound because this one doesn't do absolutely clean. Now I have everything set to 12 o'clock on the Badass Distortion and I'm going to turn it on and see what happens because I kind of like stumbling around in the dark. I haven't tried this a single time before, so if I fall off my chair it's out of pure and utter shock. Hey, very nice. Now, just back off on the distortion, take that from 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock and the output from 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock and see what happens. Not half bad. Now, I don't want to get into the EQ section yet, so we'll just go through what the outputs and overdrive, or sorry, distortion Yeah, distortion, it says distortion. They do. So now from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Hey, very nice indeed, but slightly too much distortion-y for me. So what I'll do is I'll back off on the distortion, take that to 12 o'clock and increase the output and see what happens. So yeah, be right back. Okay, so now I have the distortion back at 12 o'clock and output on full. And just to remind you, here's the clean sound. And no prizes for guessing when the pedal is turned on. Sounds very good, but I'm not entirely sure if it's what I'm after. I'll fiddle with the what's it called? EQ section. Stupid me. I'll turn everything up on full, except I'll keep the distortion on 12 o'clock. Let's see what that does. There's something about it that isn't entirely convincing me compared to the Dodd and the Fender Yngwie Malmsteen overdrives. This is maybe a bit fatter, which is nice, but it's lacking some clarity that I think that the Fender and the Dodd has. And it doesn't scream in the same way. It's not like a banshee in the night or something like that. I don't know. It's just distorted, which is great for some stuff, but it's not quite there for me. Okay, I fiddled a bit with the EQ and the distortion now, so the output is still on full and the distortion is at 2 o'clock. The bass is at 2 o'clock and the treble is at 3 o'clock. Middle is still on full. Now, one possible way I can think of using this pedal is actually to have it in the pedal board along with another overdrive pedal, so that I have this for rhythm and another overdrive for lead. Because with this I can slightly scoop out the middles, which leaves more room for the vocals, or if there is another guitar player playing a lead or whatever. So I'll try scooping the middle out a bit and using more bass and more treble, which is something I really don't use ever, but I'll try it now. Okay, so bass and treble are at full, output still at full, drive at 2 o'clock and middle at 2 o'clock. So let's see how that sounds. I have to say, that's impressive stuff. Still, not sure if it's my thing. Well, yeah. Super Badass Distortion. You can, of course, use it with less overdrive as well than I was doing. Okay, so the MXR Super Badass Distortion. I really don't know what to say, in a way, so I'll just ramble a bit. It's well built. Everything works as it should. It has a range of tonal options and it sounds awesome. But if I was to have one pedal, it wouldn't be this one. As part of a pedal board, if I needed a different type of overdrive or distortion, this would come in handy, I think, because it's very good sounding. I prefer the Yngwie Malmsteen overdrives over this, and they, for me, hands down, they're much better. Now, that's not to say that this is bad, because it's all subjective. I don't know what this costs. I forgot to check on eBay or Amazon, but I'll put links below so you can check it out. The only real complaint I have about this, which is not a deal breaker in any way, is that it has these, if you want to change batteries or you run it with a battery, you have to unscrew the bottom, and that's a fucking pain in the ass. I said ass. So I hope you found this interesting and helpful in some way, or amusing, or whatever. If you did find it interesting, amusing, or if you just liked it, please press like, because I like it when you press like. Comment, give me your comments and thoughts on this one. Let me know if you have one. And yeah, if you really enjoyed it and if you want to support me, please support me on Patreon. You can find a link here somewhere, and there's a link in the description. All of the money I make on Patreon goes towards making more of these videos and making more music. So if you do support me, I'm much obliged. So that's all I have for you today. Now, it's been a pleasure to have you along. I hope to see you in another one soon. Bye bye!